Welcome to our brand new interview section on liverpoolmusic.com. Today we bring you Mr. Matt Keenan.
When all is said and done, you know I'm not the only one who wanted you to take away their pain. But you must know it's true, when I first laid my eyes on you, I knew I would never feel the same. Now that I've found how the world still spins around, we're on the run. When I first kissed your lips, my breathing stopped and my heart it skipped a beat for just a second or maybe two. And though it's cold outside, the wind and rain they fail to hide my shaking hands to wrap them around you. Now that I've found how the world still spins around, we're on the run. Stars and the sea will move the moon for you and me to see the sun. And now that you've gone, how will I ever find the strength to carry on? When all is said and done, you know I'm not the only one who wanted you to take away their pain. But you must know it's true, when I first laid my eyes on you, I knew I would never feel the same. Now that I've found how the world still spins around, we're on the run. Stars and the sea will move the moon for you and me to see the sun.
Right, nice to see you, Matt. How does it feel to be the first person to be in our new interview section?
A privilege.
I can imagine the honour. Okay, so for people that don't know anything about Matt Keenan and his music, how would you describe your sound?
A bit folky, more than I wanted it to be honest. But it does seem to be a little bit folky at the moment, just because it's just on the acoustic, but trying to make it sound a bit more electric.
Who would you say were your biggest influences?
Obviously like the Beatles, Queen, I've always loved them, and the main Liverpool bands as well. The most influences for all the stuff I'm writing now is the Familiar Broken Strangers.
Yeah.
Watching them and how they put songs together and harmonies and things like that. That's the sort of thing I'm trying to go for now.
What brought you to this point? What were your early days in music and so on?
Well, we started in school when we were about 14. Me and my brother Ben, and then some of our mates, Ian, Mark and Jono. We done talent competitions and stuff in school, and we did quite well, but we always got beat by that Titanic song. We always came second to that bloody Hard Will Go On, so I'm glad that's not around anymore.
And your first band would have been obviously with Ben and the lads when you were in school.
Yeah.
But the first time I read about you making inroads locally, gigs wise, would be Firehead, would that be right? Yeah?
Firehead, yeah.
And that was with Jamie from Space?
Yeah, that was Jamie when he left Space. He put a band together and he'd done a couple of gigs, but then the guitarist left. So I was the roadie at the time, so I knew all the songs.
How old were you then, about 12 or something?
Something like that, I think I was about 18 because I remember they were doing a gig somewhere when I was the roadie, and I had to bring the guitars into school before I went to the gig. I had about 20 grand's worth of guitars, Gibsons, flight case and everything, sitting in a common room with this big 70s Gibson Les Paul. And
the first time you played live to a paying audience, I guess, would that have been in that guise then when you...
Yeah, I was on the Linda McCartney gig at the, I think it was in Nation.
Right.
That was quite a big gig. It was quite good.
To have started and your first proper band to be with somebody so established,
Yeah.
I guess you could say that that's give you a good kickstart. But how would it feel to go from doing school talent competitions to there's a couple of thousand people watching you and so on?
Yeah, it was a totally different world. It was like all the professionalism as well, practicing, recording. We had a manager, so we had our own office. We were spending weeks at a time in like 800 quid a day studio, touring around the country, going planes and buses and stuff, so it's totally different.
And what was the reason that dissolved and was no more?
We spent a fortune recording and things like that, never made any money back. The band sort of imploded because we had all the major record labels after us, and it was our own fault that it never worked out. We never put the work in like we should have. We do one gig every couple of months, and it just sort of fizzled out. And then I think Ben left first, and I left in like support of him. So it just sort of, we didn't talk for ages. I started speaking to Jamie again now,
Yeah.
but we didn't speak for a while.
And after Firehead, was there a bit of downtime or was it straight into the next thing?
Well, I left Firehead and obviously wasn't making any money anymore then, so I had to get a job. So I got a job in an office, in the solicitors as an office junior. I was doing that for a bit, but it's not what I wanted to do.
And then Kincaid comes along,
Yeah.
is that soon after or?
That was a couple of years after we left Firehead. I must have been about 22 then,
Right.
when we done Kincaid.
And I remember Kincaid as being piano.
Yeah, Dave Williams, he was in Haley's Cake.
Right.
And it was mostly his stuff. He wrote like 90% of the stuff.
Right.
We just put our little ideas on after it, but he's pretty good, like. He's brilliant. He has a great voice, brilliant on the keyboard. And we did well there. We had loads of gigs around Manchester.
Did some festivals and so on?
Did a couple of them, yeah. We did a few festivals with Firehead that were a joke. And we done a couple of big gigs with Kincaid. We had more label interest from them as well. Like, we were in Daily Star a couple of times and on BBC 6 radio.
On the radio, like yeah, I can remember. And then we get to the point where you go solo. What's made you decide to do that?
That was Stamps, actually. I was there at the Stamps Jam. I was doing that a couple of times. And I think one week Paddy couldn't do it. So then I decided, well, I sung a couple of songs. For all the years I was in bands, doing a bit of backing singing. I never sung a song on my own until I was about 23. And then, or 24 maybe. So then I done the Jam and Stamps, and I started singing more and more then, and I started doing it every week then. And then realised I think I could have done it on my own, so I started getting gigs around other places as well.
So you've gone from, I guess, contributing to the songwriting when you've been in bands and so on and so forth, and you know, Dave will do most of it in Kincaid and so on. So, what's driven you to then think I'm going to do completely my own thing, and I'm going to? What's your writing process? How does it all come together?
It takes me about 5 years to write a song because all the songs now, they're all made up of different songs I've written that literally were terrible. So I took the best bits from each song and put them all together and made up a new song, and that's what rewrite's about. Okay. It's like, say you write a song for a girl that you just split up with, and then you get with someone else, so it's like, oh yeah, this song's for you. So then you use that, and then you split up with it, and then use it for the next one, add more stuff to it. That's what, when you look at the lyrics, it says something like, the word, chords and tune ain't nothing new, the words are reused just for you. So that's what that's about.
You probably give us a bit of that in a minute, I imagine. Okay, so you've been going out as a solo artist, doing your own material. How long for?
Doing just my own material, not that long at all. Less than a year. But as a solo artist, probably about 18 months, something like that.
And you've built up a decent fan base, you know, in the days of Facebook, and you know, we move on from MySpace and so on and so forth. Obviously being very well received. What's your best gig been so far, just as Matt Keenan?
We took the Battle of the Bands and Stamps was pretty good.
And you?
I came second, did I?
Yeah,
I think I came second in that, yeah.
And this was a combination, I remember it, of rock bands, solo artists and so on and so forth. A number of bands in the competition.
There was a few, yeah, there was quite a few.
Guess you did the bar. Okay, I think it's about time we get another song out of you. So tell us which one you're going to play and...
I'll do Rewrite, just spoken about.
As discussed.
Yeah, right.
I had you, I never thought I'd be back here again. How could I fall for someone new? My thoughts and inspiration never end. And I've wrote another song all about where we went wrong. It's a rewrite of an old one once again. The chords and tune ain't nothing new, with words of reuse just for you, and I hope you will hear it in the end. And I can see your face. And I don't know how far I've fallen, I can hear you when you're calling. Now I'm blind, I cannot see, and I cannot sleep, I cannot dream, can't make no sense of what I've seen. It's getting harder just to breathe. I had it all when I had you, I never thought I'd be back here again. And I've wrote another song all about where we went wrong. It's a rewrite of an old one once again. The chords and tune ain't nothing new, with words of reuse just for you, and I hope you will hear it in the end. And I wrote another song all about where we went wrong. It's a rewrite of an old one once again. A clash of tuneless melodies with harmonies in minor keys, and I hope you will hear it in the end. And I can see your face.
So we've talked about good gigs and success stories and so on.
Yeah.
Any disasters? Any terrible gigs that you can remember?
Yeah, a few. I think the first 3 gigs we did in Firehead, we only managed to do about 6 songs.
Right.
From like various reasons, like walking off stage and stuff like that. We done one in Kincaid, and we blew the lighting in the whole building. I think the sound man wasn't very good, like.
Right.
I'm not going to say where it was because it's not professional. Like,
new gigs.
I wanted something in my monitor, but he just wouldn't. I was like, I need more vocals in my monitor, and he just went up shrug like that. So I threw my guitar on, and it sort of like caught around the wires and speakers and brought everything down, blew all the lights, and the rest of the band were like, yeah, let's do another song. But the worst gig we ever done was we had one in the Isle of Man for Firehead. We went over with a band called Speedball at the time, and we flew over on this. It started on this dead rickety plane, but held together with gaffer tape, and you could see the pilot. So we flew over there, and the guitars were flying past us on the plane and everything. When we got there, they got all the signs on. Apparently, they said we'd been on the radio and everything's all been advertised great. So we looked at the signs, and the 2 band names were Fireball and Speedhead. And then they said there was limos to pick us up from the airport, so we were waiting outside the airport for these limos to turn up, and a fleet of hearses just pulled up and stopped. So we got in all these like funeral cars. There's a procession going through the Isle of Man, and we got to the gig. It was a place called The Venue. So it was like this big massive place in Douglas, and we were watching Everton first. We got beat by Man United, got battered, so we weren't happy with that. So we went in to do the gig, and we done the sound check, and me and Ben, there was a bit of tension, like we had a bit of an argument, but as brothers do. I thought he was out of order the way he spoke to the sound man. So me, he threw his guitars on.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, but so we had a bit of a tiff, but nothing major. And then the manager, because he brought the promoters over and people from the record company and that, he wasn't too happy with us. So then we just got bladdered, waiting to do the gig.
It's better way to deal with these situations, yeah. I imagine.
But the doorman on the gig, it was like a big venue. There was like a club next door, and then where we were playing, the club next door was packed with people waiting to come in and watch us, and it was like they were filming it. There was cameras around us on the balconies and stuff. The whole thing was getting filmed for a documentary, like a DVD sort of thing. And the bouncer wouldn't let anyone in. For some reason, he said no one's coming in. And we were about to start, and there was about 5 people in there. This huge cavernous room with about 5 people, and they were from the record company. So we were bladdered, to be honest. And I was like making faces at the camera here, forgetting what chords I was playing. Jamie dropped his guitar and didn't realise, so he was standing there with no guitar playing like that. And then, it was pretty disastrous, to be honest. And then we got dropped there and then on the spot. So I went back to the hotel. I did actually go to bed, right. But a lot of people, mentioning no names, stayed up and partied. Some minibar might have got robbed, but it wasn't us, it was the support band. So then the police came, busted everyone's room open, said right, all you get together, get your stuff, get off the island before you get arrested. So we were all lined up early hours of the morning, hungover, waiting for the plane to get back to England, and I've been banned from the Isle of Man ever since.
It's not the best place in the world anyway, I imagine, but you're in that band with a musician who has, you know, top 10 hits and international fame through space and so on. Yeah. How was that for a young lad to sort of, you know, I'm playing the guitar in this band with this person, this is my first band? Yeah,
it was a little bit. I suppose you could say I was a bit starstruck, but I was more starstruck when I first met him. Yeah. So we were about 14, we used to play football in Sefton Park, and there was lads from Space, the lads who went on to meet the Zootons, there was the Lars, Lee Mathers was there, he taught me how to play There She Goes. So that was when I knew Jamie anyway, I knew him for years, and then we ended up being in the band. He just, despite the bad reputation he's got amongst people, he is a really down to earth, really nice fella, he'll do anything for you. So we made him feel very comfortable really, and I knew the band anyway from being the roadie, so it was just like a natural progression really.
If you were to put together the Matthew Keenan supergroup, who'd be in
it? I wouldn't really go for all famous big names really, because I think Brown Crosby's got enough good musicians. It'd be me, Steele on the bass, Happy Dave on the guitar, and our Ben on the drums, and that is like a covers band that we had going for a while. I don't think there's many people better than them around.
Okay. And your dream venue would be?
Wembley. Actually Goodison Park. I always wanted to do a gig at Goodison. I know they do them at Anfield, which if Anfield wanted me to play, fair enough, I'd do it, but I'd have a big Everton badge on my guitar. So, not against Liverpool, like I don't mind them, but...
If given the choice to be the singer or the guitarist, where do you decide to go?
Guitarist, definitely. I'll just be the guitarist, I'll get someone else in to do the singing.
Okay, so if I've liked what I've heard today, and I'm now a Matt Keenan fan, how can I keep myself posted, and how can I get in touch?
At the moment it's just through the Facebook page, Matthew Keenan Music.
Okay.
At the moment, that's all. I'm just concentrating on that at the moment, and then once it starts taking off, then I'll see if we can get a website going. But the Liverpool bands thing as well, and Mersey City Music website, so they'll always be updated.
Okay. If you want to finish off with your final track then for us, you've given us 2 so far. What are you going to end with?
Start Living Again, it's called. Yeah, as I said, it's the first song second song we ever did actually, when I was a kid. I don't know where it came from, I'd never had a girlfriend then, but it is about girls and stuff. So,
take it away.
Right.
Waking up in the morning's hard without you by my side. And I've been thinking, I've been dreaming of tears that I have cried. I'm praying, stop running away, start living again. Stop running away, start living again. Waking up in the morning, I can see a brand new sun. Today, the first day of my life has just begun. I'm singing, stop running away, start living again. stop running away, start living again. 'Cause I don't wanna cry over you, and I don't wanna dream of things you do, and I don't wanna be in love with you anymore. 'Cause it makes it hard to live on my own.